We have to support Ahmed al-Sharaa. After October 7th, the world for Israel has changed. Their notion of what their mandate is and what their borders, boundaries, and lines are have changed. In Israel's mind, these lines were created by Sykes-Picot, and they are meaningless. They will go where they want, when they want, and do what they want to protect Israel and their borders. Israel can be so brutal on everybody of going anywhere and doing whatever you want without rationale. It's going to backfire eventually. Ahmed al-Sharaa doesn't trust Israel's intentions. Nobody trusts Israel's intentions. He also stated, I believe and trust al-Sharaa, which is al-Jilani, and, quote, I spent 2 hours with Netanyahu having a personal argument. So it seems to me as though Tom Barrak is really the only person putting up a fight in the American government, if we are to trust everything that he's saying there, in his opposition to Israel. But those were some very strong words, especially when he said that he believes and trusts the leader of Syria and that nobody trusts Israel's intentions. So it is pretty interesting to really see the U.S. envoy say that. Now, he is the envoy to Syria, so it's not unusual for a United States envoy to a foreign country to be rather partial to the country which they are the envoy for, because it helps negotiations, it helps build trust there. But that's some of the strongest anti-Israel sentiment I've heard come out of the Trump administration ever. So to hear that is really pretty crazy. I don't think I'd look too much further into it just because the Israeli and United States ties are so strong. But if Israel were to really try to do something stupid, like, which they may end up nevertheless getting the American okay from, or for, but if Israel were to sort of pursue, without America's blessing, the pursuits of Greater Israel in Syria through the independence of the Druze separatists in Syria, it seems as though at least there's somebody in Trump's cabinet that is looking more towards the Syrian government as a way to relieve the tension than they are to Israel. Now that's also, keep in mind this big factor. Al-Sharaa, who is the president of Syria, used to be named, and I've said this many times already, and I've said it 100 times before this episode, he used to be named al-Jilani. And when he was named al-Jilani, that was when he led HTS and ISIS factions in Syria. So because HTS was more Israeli friendly in the region, the United States decided to back them. They decided to back ISIS in Syria to overthrow Assad. So anyway, that's geopolitics for you. There's always 5D chess being played, and even when you understand the 5D chess, a lot of times it makes next to no sense. And then one last final thing on the Syrian regime. Quote, the Syrian regime's Al-Qaeda army, in a message to Hamas, said, quote, we will stand by you, support you, and assist you. We will not leave you alone in your ordeal on the ground, and we will not abandon you. So Syria being a border state of Israel, they now have their Al-Qaeda faction in Syria saying to Hamas in Gaza, we will back you up if you need us. Now, they haven't backed up even that statement as of right now, but that is what they are insinuating with that statement, and I believe they only said that a day or two ago, so we'll see where that goes. Potentially you'll see Al-Qaeda doing what the Druze did when the conflict broke out in Syria and trying to flood across state borders in order to assist Hamas. So we'll see.